Hi, everyone. My name is Christian. I'm the head of marketing and sales with Data, and I'm here with Ekaterina. Hi, Ekaterina.
Hello, everybody.
How are you today?
I'm doing well, thank you. And you?
Not too bad. Not too bad after a bank holiday. Yet another. All right. So welcome, everyone, and thanks for being here. So the webinar will last about 45 minutes, including Q&A, and the whole point is to demo you the fantastic tool that we have, namely Power Plant Tracker. First, the webinar will last about 45 minutes, and feel free to ask any question that you may have throughout the webinar. The questions will be answered at the end of the webinar. So if you want to ask a question anytime, you can use the the chat box, the Zoom's chat box. It's quite easy, right? So first, a few words about Data. So Data, we're a totally independent research company. So as our name states, we are doing data, and we're also doing research. And this we do for practically all main energy investors on the planet, but also a government body for policy making. Meaning we have a huge variety of clients ranging from ministries of energies, development banks, utilities, banks, consultancies, research centers, NGOs, you name it. We're based in the French Alps, and we have a subsidiary in Singapore. We're about 70 people. Our teams consist of economists, analysts, and researchers, and also some data scientists and modelers. But that's pretty much it. I guess we can start. We're going to be starting with the demo of the Power Plant Tracker platform. We're going to go through all the modules of the platforms, and as said, feel free to ask any questions. So Katya, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Christian. Thank you for introduction. So my name is Katya, and today I will guide you through our Power Plant Tracker tool. So as you can see on our screen, so this tool is provided with daily update. In fact, this is the first thing that you can see on your screen right now. And since yesterday, these 3 specific units has been updated, either the status or some additional information about the CapEx or information about the operator or the specific news that has been released on these specific 3 units. Also, as you may see, the Power Plant Tracker consists of multiple modules. But of course, the core information, the key information about units, about plants, and even quick analysis on country, regional, or company level is available on the very first module named database. As you may see here, we developed a specific search bar for you to refine your query, and it's doable if need be for specific region or set of regions. Today we will go to Asia, for example. You can also add a specific country or set of countries of your interest to your search. And if need be, you can further refine it to specific company, operator, or shareholders. But if it leave it empty, all the companies running in Indonesia will be added to your search. Status, quite important filter. So here we provide all the power units, the power plant, starting from the project, once the project is announced, and we have double check it, so it will be appearing in the database. And coming through the different stages of the project to financial stage, so you can select it and filter using the status bar. After, of course, we're covering the under construction power plants. With under construction, suspending construction, and synchronization with the network. Existing, of course, operational and mass built, covered here. And we doesn't stop it here. We also cover the cancelled and stopped project and power plants. If you don't put any status here, all the status from the project under construction, existing and closed and stopped will be added to your search. Energy bar. So here, very useful filter for you to make your search on specific energy, nuclear, thermal, renewable, or even storage. The same as for the status. If you leave this field empty, all the energies will be added to your search. But if you click on any of them, additional filter will be appeared in your search bar, the technology. And here you can further refine your search by indicating specific technology if you want to focus on any of them. Also, we have the filter on commission, the commission date, the net capacity, and total investment. If you want to make a specific focus on the CapEx, for example, and to search by CapEx of project or existing power plants. If not, so for example, I click on search for Indonesia. Here I will have all the units covered by our power plant tracker. Else I can visualize it. And by the way, and unit will be provided with information, of course, in country, plant name, unit name, status, operator, energy, sub-energy, installed capacity, commission here, decommission, and some CapEx information. You can also visualize the information by plant and build a quick analysis on a given country or a given region or even on a given company. Thus, you can have a power mix of today and even capacity planning by status and by energy up to 2030, based on information that you can find in the database itself. And also quickly check the energy mix of today and in the next 5 years and check how it changed. If we get back to the unit search.
Sorry, Katja, just a few words about if you get back to the analysis and the
yeah, sure.
the power mix, power mix forecast.
Yeah.
So this is the methodology that is being used here is the bottom-up forecast, according to the projects that have been monitored by the database.
Exactly.
Yes, as opposed to a top-down forecast, which is available in our other services, like leveraging our models. So this is modeling exercise. This is totally different. This one is bottom-up from the field for the short term being 5 years.
And also the project that's in the project status or on the constructions that appeared here in the energy mix of 2028 can be found and tracked in the database itself. So you can check it by decommission here and to see year by year what will be the fleet in a given country or region. And here, the beauty of the power plant tracker is that you can export every piece of information from every model into Excel file just by clicking on the export. And also we have a quick additional button for you. If you work regular with the same set of countries or with the same set of companies, you can easily save your search. And for the next time, when you connect to the power plant tracker and you want to get all the updates on the given country, you just need to click on the load button and have your search visualized in a few seconds on your screen. And it's quite important to notice that when you export the information, additional tabs will be appeared into your Excel file. That you will have information the same as on our homepage on plant name, unit name, status, operator, construction, when construction begin, commission, decommission here. You will get information on the first energy. And if it's combined cycle, you will get information on the second energy and even on the third, if it's applicable, of course, to the unit, to the plant. You will get information on technology, of course, and you can further filter it using the Excel file, and some additional information on sub-energy. So in the first energy, you will have filter the major one, for example, gas or biomass. And here you will get further details, what kind of gas or what kind of coal or biomass is using these units. The same will be appeared for the sub-energy 2 and sub-energy 3. So also we covering the CHP if this technology is installed in a given country or in a given company, so it's quite easy. So the one represents that CHP installed, empty information, so that we don't have the CHP on this particular units. Also the carbon capture storage with the same logic behind. Capacity, of course, net capacity installed plant, and since recently, in fact, we have started to cover the energy capacity as well. So that's why here we do have the only one line complete, but from next update, this information will be filled little by little as well. The same comes to the discharge duration. And here we do have also information on last update. And here I think it's a good point to stop and explain how we do produce these updates. In fact, there are two ways to compile the power plant tracker. The first one coming through the specific search of the news that we're receiving on daily basis. We double check it, and once the news is confirmed and it relates to specific unit or plant, we will put this information directly into database. And as previously shown at the very start of this presentation, it will be appeared on your home page, which units plant has been very recently updated. And the second tool of update is coming through the more manual update. So every month we select a dozen of countries that we scrutinize using the all available information coming from ministries, operators, TCO, specific information sources, the direct information coming from operators. So this information is double checked and entire country will be updated. Also here there is an interesting section comment one. So here you may find some additional information, available one from time to time, especially if it relates to, I don't know, frozen status, or it relates to the CapEx or technology used in the power plant tracker. So here you will find additional layer of information that will bring you some additional insight to specific plant or specific unit. And of course, we cover information on location, the CapEx information, and financial. So also here from the database, you can further refine your search. And for example, here, using the operator angle, you can visualize the biggest players in a given country. So here, for example, because in fact they are highlighted in blue. And here by clicking on PTPLN, so I will be directly referred to the company dashboard. And company dashboard provides you with additional information on operator. So a brief introduction on operator, its strategy, specific announcements they've done. You can easily locate all the assets running by this operator, or where this operator is participate as shareholders. And by the way, you can filter it. So if you want to only visualize specific status or specific energy, or where the PT, PLN represent as operator, owner, or shareholders. And you can get a quick access to company analysis on development by energy, by country, also information on generation. By the way, this information we have found in the operator reports. So annual reports, we read it, of course, to find some additional information. And this graph represents the annual performances published by operators. So in this case, by PT, PLN. Information on carbon factor, CO2 emissions, capacity development. So based on information that you can find in the database, once again. And the most recent news.
Sorry, Katja,
yes,
can you get
sure.
back? Can you get back to the carbon factor?
Yeah,
I think
sure.
it's a very important metric here. You know, lots of people and investors and people in the financial sector are looking at that indicator, namely the CO2 emissions and the carbon factor. So you got to be aware with this graph. You got to be aware with the scale. It doesn't start at 0; it starts at 148. Yes. But still, it shows a clear tendency, and it's a very valuable metric.
Thank you, Christian, for this comment. So just for information, I'm here to show you the tool, and Christian to comment on graph. So it's we're working as binary. So company dashboard. Also, if need be, you can make your search and visualize the company of your interest by clicking here. And also a very useful button that we can find near to the map, because you can visualize all the assets where this specific operator participates as a shareholder or operator in the database itself. So here you can easily visualize all the assets run by PT, PLN. You can export it. You can make it analysis, if need be, the same as shown previously on a country level. Yeah, on capacity by status, how many operational, how many in the construction development, capacity planning, and power mix evolution, if any, of course. And also, so here it's a nice tool if you want to focus on specific company. If you want to search specific plant, it's also doable in our plant dashboard. And here, so this plant has been automatically chosen, but yeah, it's a good sample. So here you will get information on plant level, consisting of information about all the units, information on emissions on plant level, and of course you will get information on annual performances by units, on power generation and the load factor. And for the load factor, you can also benchmark with national statistics. So the average for the United States here, in this case of James Mill.
So those are annual averages.
Yes, sure.
We're not tracking a daily output of any plant. It's just annual averages.
Thank you. Yeah. Also, if need be, you can map the plant and to see the map integrate into your reports if, of course, requested. So, country dashboard. In the database plant and company dashboard, you will find information on unit level or plant level. But here, if you require information, aggregated one on country level to make a specific study on country or set of countries, you don't need to waste your time and to search it in other information sources, because we already gathered this information and put available for you in our country dashboard. And here, for example, okay, it's the United States that has been selected. It's a good case. You can map all the assets running in the United States if you want to make a specific search on specific states. So here, as you may see, you can easily zoom and get information on plant level by clicking on the plant, and the quick summary available here. And if need be, you can go and visualize a detailed plant information, and you will be transferred to the plant dashboard. Or you can get some additional information on generation. So it's on operational facilities, on the construction, and on the development, so meaning on the project level. And also what is more important, the power sector performances, because here you can make your analysis for the last 10 years and even more, how the power mix in a given country has been changed, if change, of course. In terms of installed capacity, in terms of power generation, and of course, we also tracking the efficiency of thermal power plants, and you can check it here. And even to consult with the graphs of global efficiency or gas power plant, coal, and thermal as a general. And
yeah, it's sorry, Katja,
yeah,
it's
sure.
very interesting here to see the trends at country level, because if you scroll up a little bit, please,
Yeah,
if you get back to the
the efficiency.
No, more on the production side, or
yeah, sure.
Yeah, that's right. So here it's an insightful visualization of energy transition, and in that case, not really an energy transition, but more of an energy addition. So whatever is added in terms of renewables, does not offset the thermal. Yeah.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Yes, and here also some additional indicators to help you to better analyze the given market. So an installed capacity per capita or load factor, and even share of CHP. And this is doable for every country or even on a regional level. And of course, as presented previously, all the information can be easily exported into Excel files as a graph and as stats. So to animate your presentation, to animate your reports, if you produce any. So renewable policies. So this quick module represents all ongoing and past renewable policies for European countries only. Sorry for the rest of the world, but there are some more interesting European countries represented by our clients.
By the way, Katja, we do have another service named
Yes.
Global Energy Research and Energy Intelligence, who's specializing in scrutinizing the policies,
Exactly.
which is more and more comprehensive, covering all the countries in the world.
Thank you, Christian, for this input. Exactly. That this information is just a quick tool for you to get in a single document all the information on renewable policies, on actions for European Union countries. But as more and more countries introduce the renewable actions as a tool to promote renewables in a country or regional, we have developed the renewable actions tool. And here, this information, in fact, available as a single database, so I just downloaded it here, will help you to understand the information about the with global coverage. Of course, currently we're covering 64 countries, and you get all the information on planned actions or past one. You will get information on auction design, information on prices, on volumes for the planned one and past one in a single database. And on top of that, we also summarizing this information for the key countries, and here you may see a sample for Germany, that you can also ask to add some additional country of your focus if need be, and we can develop this kind of analysis, quarterly analysis on renewable auction in a given country or in a given region. Quite detailed one, in fact. So renewable auctions, then we do have 2 more modules to check, and one of them is cost. So as Christian already mentioned, so we do produce the long-term forecast data. And of course, the power plant tracker is one of the tools that we use on input data to produce with a long-term forecast on power mix, on energy demand and power prices. And that's why the information relates to the cost of electricity, the cost of the project is quite important for us. And we have decided to share this information with our clients and prospects as well. And here in the LCU model, levelized cost of electricity, you will find information for the past period LCOE on global, regional, or country level. The information about the past period, but also information about the future one that we are using ourselves to as an input data in our long-term forecast. As previously shown in different modules, you can make your search by country. You can make your search by energy and quickly analyze, for example, on a map tool to check on the global trends, and even consult with the top countries for specific technology. Of course, here we are watching on the wind offshore technologies. And also, of course, you can easily consult with the document what's our formula for levelized cost of electricity, how it has been calculated, what's behind the assumptions for the forecast data. So here, all this information is also available quite quickly just by clicking on help. And the CAPEX is more simplified database, in fact, but this database contains very valuable information if you're focusing on financial side of the project or under construction project or operational power plants. And these modules that we update on annual basis cover 154 countries, represent more than a dozen of different technologies. And you can, in fact, select and make a specific search and visualize the CAPEX information in a given country or given technology. Sorry, something doesn't work. But yeah, the core information is hidden in database as usual, in fact. And by clicking on database, you can make your filter by plant status, by country, by regional, by technology, and of course, consult information on total investment for specific project. And in the reference year and the cost per kilowatt, which is maybe even more interesting one. It's important to say that all this information comes from a specific source. It's double-checked information, and there are no additional estimations here. So it's raw data coming from a specific sources that's available here in this database named CAPEX. And last but not least, in fact, the new sections. In fact, the Trinidad data we are producing on daily basis with a good summary of different energy sources, and we produce with the daily news in our key energy intelligence. And here in the power plant tracker, we share with information that relates to the power sector. And here you may if you have some additional time to read through the summary of the most important news related to power sector. And you can select, if need be, once again, not surprised, but by regional or by technology, and even go down to the company level and get information on a specific company, if need be, and to get this information once again exported. I think that this presentation is coming to an end of the tool itself. Not yet. Forgot to mention. So we do provide with daily updates, as mentioned. And if need be, you can subscribe to a specific newsletter here and to receive a dedicated email with daily updates or with the weekly ones directly to your email box. Thus, if there are some information on specific country or units that will trigger your interest, so you can directly go to the power plant tracker database and find the additional information in the database itself. So here, of course, we cannot show you all the countries, all the companies covered by this tool, of course, unfortunately. But please note that after this session, you will be granted with a free trial of our power plant tracker. And of course, we will be very glad to answer your question on coverage or even prepare a specific sample on demand if need be, if you want to double check the information on a specific company or specific plant to see if it's covered by this tool. So we will be glad to answer your question and provide you with additional insights about the power plant tracker tool.
Well, thanks very much, Katya. Now we're going to be going through the Q&As.
Yeah, sure.
And congratulations, you're right on time, and that was quite a challenge to demo such a comprehensive tool in just 30 minutes.
Yeah, and believe me, it's not even the very tiny part of power plant tracker that has been shown today. So it's
okay. So you've only seen the tip of the iceberg then.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so we get quite a lot of questions. So hopefully there's about a little bit more than 10 minutes remaining. So we'll try and go through most of them.
Sure.
First of them is what differentiates power plant tracker from other power plant databases?
Okay, thank you. Good question. So I think that the first thing that differs from the other providers is updates. We do provide with daily updates, and when this type of information is important, so you will get the right tool and right updates double checked by experts that working on this power plant tracker. And you will also get an access to the assistants, so to the people who work on the database. If you have any question, if you have any doubts, or if you want, I don't know, to put a specific country into our update process to fast track it. So we are here to help you to make it possible.
Okay, crystal clear. Next question. Are all countries and all plants covered throughout the world?
Not yet. In fact, every model have a specific coverage. The database itself covers 127 countries, and the list is growing. And these 127 countries represent around 85 volts installed capacity. For example, the CapEx information cover even more countries, 154 countries. The renewable auctions cover around 60 countries. But once again, all this list is continuously growing. And if you don't find the country of your interest in any of specific particular modules, please let us know, and we'll make our best to add it.
Yeah, so basically it's fair to say that all main utility scale plants and projects are being covered.
By the way, it reminds me that there is another piece of information, quite important one, about the coverage that I missed during my presentation. Installed capacity, because it's quite important. The power plant tracker starts to cover the assets with 0.1 installed gigawatts. So of course, the large projects are quite easy to cover, but the smallest one, we make all our best efforts to make it possible as well and to cover the smaller one as well.
Okay. Thanks. Next question. How many people at Enerdata work on Power Plant Tracker?
So Enerdata, it's quite small company, in fact, but filled with very good experts. And for the Power Plant Tracker, we do have half a dozen of full-time expert who works on update, double-checking information, filling all necessary tabs to make the Power Plant Tracker updated continuously, and to reply the necessary question, if any. 6, yeah.
Okay.
There are few, but they do the best work, in fact, to provide all this information.
Wow.
They do have a good experience, yeah.
6 full-time employees is not bad.
Yeah, especially good professional.
Yeah. Next question. What are your sources to capture that many plants?
Okay, good question. We do use mostly the public sources, but hundreds of them. In fact, at Enerdata, we used to work with a lot of information, and on daily basis, we receive a dozen and hundreds of different news related to energy sector. And of course, we have a specific tag to filter for the power sector as well. So we are receiving the news coming from operators, coming from ministries, coming from shareholders, coming from a specific information sources. We double check this information and we put into database. So we're using, I don't know, let's say more than 300 different sources to fulfill the database of Power Plant Tracker on daily basis. Yeah.
Right. Next question. Do you make any estimate in the database?
Good question. Thank you. Estimates, no. In the Power Plant Tracker, we only publish the real data. There are no estimations on, I don't know, for example, on commissioning year of the project or decommissioning year of the existing power plants. So even in the cost modules, only in fact in the LCOE module that we do have estimations, and you can easily consult with the document what about the estimations behind the LCOE, but not
in that case there's more projections than estimates, right?
Yeah, it's just more projections than estimates. And if you're interested by estimates or projections, so we do have different tools where we do focus on this subject in more particular. And we do have the long-term forecast also on the power mix, on the power demand, or even power prices. So, but it's covered in a separate tool, not in the Power Plant Tracker, not yet.
Okay. All right. Then next question. What is marine energy, offshore wind or tidal power? Or this one I can answer. So marine energy is a technology of its own. Offshore wind is handled and covered in another section. So it's totally different, but both are covered.
Yeah.
Then I have a question about company emissions. What are company emissions? What do company emissions really mean? Which scopes are covered? So here, this one I can answer too. I mean, here we're only talking about emissions from power generation, not other emissions. It's strictly the emissions of the power production.
Question, sorry, are you still here?
Yes, just browsing through the questions.
Sorry.
Quite a lot of them.
And thank you, by the way, for all these questions.
Yes, there is another question. So yeah, how many companies are assigned with plant locations? I saw that there are some plants without assigned operator. Yeah, that's about the geolocation of the plants, basically. So how does it work? I don't know, Katja, if you can answer this. Otherwise, I will.
Yeah, sure. In fact, if you do have exact location of the power plants, we will put into GPS coordinates of the exact power plants. But when it's related to specific sites of power plants, it's difficult to locate, I don't know, the hydro or solar panels. So we will put the location of the nearest city of these specific power plants. But once again, when it's difficult to find, to double check, unfortunately, we leave this information empty. We prefer, once again, to publish only verified information in the power plant tracker. If you have some doubts, we prefer to leave it empty.
So in other words, we're not sending out drones to locate the facilities. We're just relying on the information that
published by operators, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Right. So yeah, there's quite a lot of other remaining questions. So my guess is that we will be following up by emails when it comes to those remaining questions. I don't know if you have any wrap-up comment here, Katja.
No, but just to thank our audience to have this morning with us, or afternoon, I don't know from which country originally you come. Thank you for your interest. And once again, if you have any further question or you want to schedule an individual demonstration with a focus on the country of your interest or the company of your interest, please contact us and we will be glad to get back to you with the individual presentation.
So yeah, as a follow-up, what you will be getting is a link to a trial version for you to browse through the interface of the service, and yeah, feel free to come back to us if you have any question. So thanks very much, Katja, for this demo. Concise, yes, yet insightful.
Thank you.
And thanks very much, everyone, for your attention, and talk to you soon.
See you. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Have a nice day, everyone.
Bye.